Hello? Where'd he go? Cut!
So, I've been asking myself a lot of questions, writing them down, not a lot of answers. I've been kind of frustrated about where we're going, why we're here, what are we, not just what are we doing, but how are we going to do it? This is an experiment, so I'm not really interested in a product or some kind of predetermined outcome. I'm not looking for a look. I'm not looking for a particular appearance, right? A look. But I keep coming back with all the questions. One question just keeps coming back over and over again. If I can find it, because it's so simple, I can barely remember it. How do you approach a creative state? So what I mean by that is, what is it that you do or don't do that arouses or stimulates or invokes or evokes a particular state that once you inhabit that state and give expression to that state, creation comes forth. So I'm not talking about you creating anything, you know, as like a ego creating something, but how do you come to a state that simply by inhabiting it and expressing that state, something flows through that is unpredictable, that is spontaneous, which is the way I'm looking at creative right now. So I'm not talking about art. I'm talking about a creative state, which can, produce art, but that's not what I'm talking about.
Couple of things right off the bat come to me. Tossing out my plans, any plans, and disabling duty. Like I should be doing this, or I should be making this, or whatever. Just really disabling the whole duty thing for me is a big one. And in doing so, I'm able to drop down out of my head more and inhabit my body, the senses, the tracking of energies that are already in my body. So that seems to put me in a more fertile environment for whatever wants to come through.
I like that. I understand where you're coming from there, so that the energies are already there in the body. You don't have to create them. It's just more like tracking them and finding ways to move with them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's the receptivity that has to happen. And if I'm all caught up in duty, plans, even desires, it's gonna keep the receptivity at a low level. So
Right. How about you? So how do you enter or approach a creative state?
To be honest, it's not something that I really have a lot of difficulty with. And so I'm wanting to be in that state more and more, and I thrive off of it. And so I'm able to turn it on and off like a light switch. It's actually something that is highly circulating within my mind and my spirit and my body. And so it's just something that I can very easily channel and flow into.
So I like the idea of an on-off switch. So you can switch it on. Can you switch it off as well?
Yes.
Yeah, that's beautiful. I can relate with that. I have something similar going on. That helps me understand a lot more about what's personal to you, because I've seen that. I've seen you kind of go on just like that, and I go, he's got it. He knows what's going on there.
to me, it feels like, or sounds like more of the autonomous building of energy for each of us, interacting with that energy in ourselves, and then it becomes an interaction of the energies rather than our egos. So that's what sounds exciting to me, is how do these energies that then spill out of the vessel interact.
Yeah.
And so, so we're not directing that. It's like letting the energies play.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, that's beautiful. I like the way you said that.
Yeah, this is very resonant for me to actually pay attention more and more until our instrument, our vessel, fills up to a point of needing to overflow. And then the potential energy for the interaction and the offering is already at a level that it absolutely must happen.
Mm-hmm. Right, yeah. Okay, I think we get the idea of that. I get we're on the same page there. So this experiment that we're heading into, and that's really what it is. And what I mean by experiment, I'm not looking for any outcome, like some appearance the way it's going to look or some kind of product, but it's more a way of approaching interaction between the three of us that's not based in what we already know as improvisation, where we're taking cues from each other. You know, you're giving me something and I got energy and I give it back to you. She gives me something, I give it back to you. So we're kind of taking from each other and then running with what's going on. And improvisation kind of does that, whether it's dance, music, theater, acting, whatever. And it's useful and it's beautiful and it has some really exciting outcomes. It's not where I want to go in this. There's something very different I want to explore. And that is approaching interaction from a point of offering rather than taking. Mm. And how to go in there is through a process of that I've been developing for a while in this para-theater work that I've been in, where the process starts with accessing a particular source or a combination of energies within my body, within my own field, with other individuals who are doing the same thing. You're accessing a particular energy, you do it, and I'm doing it. So we're all accessing alone. We're not interacting yet. We're having a moment of exploring what it is to access a particular force and allowing it to fill our vessels so we become full of that force, and it comes to a point where there is a kind of a conversion point where that energy can no longer stay just in my body, but is really a presence reaching out to connect. And at that point, it's not about taking anymore from your energy, because now I've got the energy. Mm-hmm. I'm in a process of offering. I'm in a state of offering. And as each of you come to that point too, of that conversion point of being so full that it's a natural blossoming to then extend the presence to others, then you are also in a state of offering. And so the interaction at that point really becomes an interaction of mutual offerings. Mm-hmm. And it has a very different outcome and a different quality to it. I cannot predict where it goes. In that way, it's like improvisation. It's unpredictable. But it's simply not based in taking anything from anybody. Mm. So, you're up for it? I'm going to do this?
Yeah, I'm up for it.
I'm in it.
T. To be.
All right. Well, okay. We're doing it.
Thank you.